everyone, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my semi-late May TBR. There are two really exciting readathons going on this month. The first is the Asian Readathon hosted by Read by Cindy, and the Mental Healthathon, which is being hosted by Nicole from A Beautiful Chaos of Books. And I am participating in both. I did participate in the Owls last month, and while I had so much fun, I think my TBR was so restricted that this month I wanted to keep it a little more open. And the nice thing about the readathons this month is that you can double up on challenges. You couldn't do that on the Owls because you had to have one for each subject. So the Asian Readathon has 5 challenges, and I do plan on hitting all those challenges, but I am able to double up on books so that I can complete those challenges. So what I'm going to do, I will start with the Asian Readathon, and then I'll do my Mental Healthathon TBR, and we'll just go from there. So let's just jump right in. So the Asian Readathon is from May 1st to May 31st, and May is Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. There are 5 challenges. The first is to read any book by an Asian author. The second is to read a graphic novel featuring an Asian character or written/drawn by an Asian character, such as manga, comics, manhwa, things like that. Number 3 is to read a book featuring an intersectional Asian character or written by an intersectional Asian identity, i.e. queer, mixed, disabled, neurodiverse, etc. Number 4 is to read a book by an Asian author that was originally written in their native language, such as manga, graphic novels, that kind of thing, translated books. And finally, number 5 is to read the group book, 1,000 Beginnings and Endings by Ellen O. And then the group book will be covered in the live show on Saturday, May 25th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Read with Cindy's channel. So you can double up on all these challenges. The only thing is you have to make sure that all of your books don't come from the same ethnicity or type of book. So for example, read any book by an Asian author. I could read The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi, and it would also count for intersectional because Roshni is Indian and Filipino heritage. And then for another book, you have to read from somebody with a different identity. So I could read Unmarriageable, which is by an author that has Pakistani heritage. So that would count because the point is to include diversity. You don't want to read all Chinese authors or all Japanese authors. You want to be diverse in your reading choices. I did get a little crazy. I made myself a bingo board before the Owls ended, and I'm not going to try to complete a bingo or do a blackout because there's just no way I'm going to do that this month. But I was really surprised at how many Asian books I had. I think I had 40 or 50. I thought I was only going to have like 10, so I really surprised myself. But yeah, so what I'm doing is these are the books that are my top that I would like to get to out of all the Asian books that I own. And as you can see, I've already read 2 of them, Darius the Great is Not Okay, and Arisha and the End of Time. So what I'm going to do is just cross them off when I get to them and just see how I do. If I only do 5, that's okay. If I do more than 5, that's great. It's very easy this month. The other readathon is the Mental Healthathon, and Nicole has made a bingo sheet. And this is all the different prompts, and she has made it super easy to participate. You can read one book, you can read one book for each of all these. You can read one book and you're done, read 5 books, you're done, whatever. So I am participating in this because it's National Mental Health Awareness Month, and mental illness is something that I'm very interested in, and it's a cause I really believe in, so I'm very excited to get involved in this readathon. So I don't have a specific number that I want to hit. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself, but I do know that Darius the Great is Not Okay would cover depression rep, as well as intersectional rep, and possibly, and anxiety rep. So already I have 3 boxes filled. So my plan is to read these books that I have for the Asian Readathon and cross these off as I find things that fit. And then if I end up picking something else that fits on here, then that's great. If I don't, I've already done at least 3 boxes and participated. So all about self-care this month. The first book I really want to get to is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Gan. I think that's how you pronounce it. So her family is Chinese and she grew up in Malaysia, and I've heard that there are a lot of trigger warnings for this book, by the way. So each year, 8 beautiful girls are chosen as paper girls to serve the king. It's the highest honor they could hope for and the most demeaning this year. There's a and the most demeaning. This year, there's a 9th, and instead of paper, she's made of fire. Lee is of the paper caste, the lowest caste in Hikara. Even so, rumors of her golden eyes have piqued the king's interest, and so she is ripped from her home and taken to the opulent palace, a gilded prison, her life now beholden to the demon king's every whim. But as Lee dreams of escape, she does the unthinkable. She falls in love. Her forbidden romance, enmeshed with an explosive plot that threatens the king's very reign, will force Lee to decide just how far she's willing to go to fight for her freedom. So I have been wanting to read this since I heard about it, and I bought it as soon as it came out, and I have yet to get to it because I've heard that it can be kind of a hard read. I have heard that it's really good, so I'm interested to check it out. And it's gorgeous, and it's gorgeous naked, so that's just a bonus. The next book I definitely want to get to is the group book, 1,000 Beginnings and Endings. It's edited by Ellen O. and Elsie Chapman, and this has stories from, I think, 15 authors, and they write stories based on their myths and legends from their cultures. And included are Renee Adier, Roshni Chokshi, Melissa De La Cruz, Cindy Pan, all sorts of people. So I'm excited to read this one. Next I have a cozy, Death by Dumpling by Vivian Chen, and this follows Lana Lee and her parents own Holy Noodles, and Lana is making a delivery for her parents to the property manager, Mr. Fang, and when she walks in, she finds out that he's dead. So she gets involved in the mystery to try to solve it and clear her friend's name. And I've actually already started it. I'm like 100 pages in. It's really good so far. It's really cute. It's making me want noodles. Next I have 3 mangas, and I won't do the synopses just because, number one, I don't really know too much about what they're about, and I kind of want to go into these without too much of background on the story, because I think I think that'll help my enjoyment. But the first one is Dreamin' Sun by Ichigo Takano. I'm so sorry I'm butchering these names. But this is volume 1, and this is the creator of the manga Orange. The next book is Your Name, volume 1 by Makoto Shinkai, and the art is by Ranmaru Katone. And then finally I have Waiting for Spring, volume 1 by Anna Shin. The next book I have is Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows. I have started this already. I'm about 100 pages in. And this follows the story of Nikki, who's the daughter of Indian immigrants. And she is trying to find herself and find out what she wants to do. So she goes to the temple and notices a board advertising for a teacher for a creative writing class. So she decides to go for it. And once she starts teaching the class, she learns that none of the women can read or write in English. One day, she just happens to have this erotic book in her bag that the women pull out and start reading from. Turns into she's using these stories to try to help the women learn how to read and write in English, and they also kind of learn to find themselves while they're doing this. And so far this book is hilarious. I mainly listen to the audiobook on Scribd, but I have been switching to the paper copy as well, and I really like this book. So much so that the author has a new book coming out. I can't think of the title right now, but I went ahead and ordered it because I knew I was going to like it. Next is The Descendant of the Crane by Joan He. This just came out, and I don't know too much about this book, and I really don't want to going into it. I just kind of want to be surprised, but I have heard amazing things about this book. And then the next 3 books I've actually already read because I suck at getting my videos out on time. So the first one is Arusha and the End of Time by Roshni Chokshi. This is the first book in the Pandava series. There are going to be 5, I believe. But it follows Arusha, and she lies, mainly to impress her friends and feel like she wants to fit in. So her mom runs the American Museum of Indian Art and Culture in Atlanta, and her friends stop by to give her a hard time, and Aru ends up touching a lamp and awakening a Hindu god that wants to end time as we know it. So Aru has to band together with some newfound friends in order to beat the god at his game and save all of time. So this is based on Hindu mythology, and I thought it was really fascinating. I love Aru as a character. Even though she lies, she's really cute, she's witty, she's sarcastic, and she's totally relatable. And Roshni is one of my favorite authors of all time. And because this is a middle grade book, the writing isn't overly flowery or lyrical. It's very easily accessible. So I definitely recommend this, and I'm excited to start the second one, Arusha and the Song of Death. Next I have Darius the Great Is Not Okay by Adib Khurram. This follows the story of Darius Kellner. He is half Caucasian and half Persian, and he also has depression. So one day his mom, who is from Iran, finds out that her father has a brain tumor. So the whole family goes to Iran to see the grandfather and spend some time with him before he passes. And this just follows Darius's journey of coping with his depression and meeting and making new friends over in Iran and his relationship with his family. So I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked it, but I will go more into detail in my wrap-up. Hi! Last but not least, I have George by Alex Gino. I bought this book because it was a banned book, and it's a children's book. And it's about George, who was born a boy but identifies as a girl. I think this is such a necessary book, and it's written in a way that, because it's a children's book, it's easy for children to understand, and it also is a good opportunity to open up those lines of communication about transgender rights, transgender issues. Why is George transgender? I correctly use pronouns, which is very important. And my best friend is transgender, so this book really meant a lot to me. I loved this book so much. And again, I'll go more into it when I do my wrap-up video, but I obviously gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. So this is my TBR for May. I may get to all of these, I may not. Are you guys going to read any of these? Are you participating? If so, which readathons are you participating in? Let me know down below. As always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you click the bell icon so that you can be notified anytime I upload new content. See you guys next time. Bye.